Good morning, students. I hope you all are fine and safe at home. So, here I am with my 11th lecture of Commercial Studies class 9th. Students, I have already covered total 10 lectures covering chapter 1 to 4. And those who haven't seen those videos yet, kindly first see that. And I hope so you must be getting whatever I am teaching to you, and if you have any problem you can mention in the comment section. So in this video, I am going to start a new chapter, that is chapter number 5, Sole Proprietorship and Hindu Undivided Family Business. This chapter is very much important. Chapter number 5, 6, 7 and 8 are very important to understand because these are the basics of your future class. So let's proceed. Let's proceed to our topic number 1, that is meaning of sole proprietorship. First of all, let's understand what is the name of the chapter. The chapter name has two parts. First is your sole proprietorship, and second one is Hindu undivided family business. So in this video we will be talking about sole proprietorship only, and in the next video we will cover the Hindu undivided family business, that which is also called HUF, which is also called HUF. So let's proceed to the topic number 1, that is meaning of sole proprietorship. Now let me read out the definition for you all. Sole proprietorship means a business owned, financed and controlled by a single person. The owner, called the proprietor, alone is responsible for the profit and loss of the business. Now, what is sole proprietorship? The name itself suggests sole. Sole means which is owned by one individual, one person. So, any business which is run, financed, owned, and controlled by a single person is known as sole proprietorship. It is very easy to understand, students. A business, a kind of business which is owned, which is financed, which is controlled, managed by a single person only. The best example of sole proprietorship is the shop, small shops which are opened in a locality, wherein those shops are run by only a single individual. That is the example of sole proprietorship. The owner called, which is who is called as a proprietor. Just in the terms of commerce, he is called as a proprietor. He is responsible for all the profits and the losses of the business. He gets all the profits and losses. There is no one to share such profits. There is no one to share the burden also. So he is the sole manager of that business. No one is there to help him to share the profit and losses which is earned by him. So I hope so you must have got the meaning of sole proprietorship. It is the basic and very easy definition. So whenever a question comes, what is the meaning of sole proprietorship, you can write this, but along with it you need to write the writer's name also, writer's definition also. That is, this definition I have not mentioned in this slide. This definition is given by J.L. Hansen. J.L. Hansen. So let me read out the definition for you all. Sole trader business is a type of business unit where one person, it's kind of business wherein one person is responsible for providing the capital, for bearing the risk of the enterprises, and for management of the business. Just in this kind of business, only one person provide the capital, only one person bear the risk of the business, and only one person manages the whole business. So it is very easy definition for you all. So you need to write this writer's definition this along with the basic definition, because if you will write only this definition, marks will not be allotted. So I hope so you have got the meaning of sole proprietorship. So let's proceed to the next topic, that is features of sole proprietorship. First feature is single ownership. A sole proprietorship is wholly owned by one individual. As I have already told you that it is owned by one individual. That one individual supplies the total capital from his own wealth, from his own savings, you can say. So there is no one to help in providing the capital. He himself provide the capital from his own savings. So there is single ownership of that individual in his own business. So it's very easy. I hope you have got this point. Now second one is one man control. A sole proprietor alone takes all the decisions pertaining to the business. In this kind of business, he himself take all the decisions pertaining to his business. He is not required to consult anybody, because that business is owned by one individual. So he is not required to consult anybody. Suppose if you're managing something just individually, you are not required to consult anybody. You can take your decisions very wisely. So this is the basic example, basic feature of sole proprietorship. So I hope so you have got this point. Let's proceed to the point number third. No legal entity. Now this word is very important. No legal entity. Legal entity. Remember this term, because this feature will be very common to all the chapters, chapter number 6, 7 and 8. So remember this term. Now what is the meaning of this point number third? A sole proprietorship has no legal entity separate from its owners. The law makes no distinction between the proprietor and his business. So understand this point with the help of example. Suppose a person is running a business. One person is running a business. So that business will be known as sole proprietorship. Now if that one person dies, so who will run that business? Suppose if that member doesn't have any family members, who will run the business? Business will get dissolved, business will shut down. So in case of sole proprietorship, the owner and the owner and the business are same. The law makes no difference or the distinction between the proprietor, means the owner, and his business. If the owner dies, or just if the owner something happened to owner, the business will automatically shut down. So there is no legal entity, there is no separate legal entity from its owners. The owner and the business are regarded as the same thing. If anything happens to the owner, business will automatically shut down. So I hope so that you have got this point. Now come to the point number fourth, unlimited liability. Now what is the meaning of liability? Liability means burden, something which you need to pay to somebody. Liability in Hindi we call as udhar. So liability which we owe to others. So in the case of sole proprietorship, we have he has unlimited liability. Now how? The proprietor is personally liable for all the debts. Debts means which we have to pay to others. Debts matlab means udhar. Debts of the business. In the case of assets, suppose uh, suppose if you have taken the loan, suppose the sole proprietor has taken the loan and he is unable to repay the loan, so he will his personal property will also be attached just in repaying the loan back. He will recover, he will recover all the losses from his own savings. He will not go to somebody else and ask for the money because he is suffering the loss. No. Suppose in case he is suffering the losses, he will provide the money from his own savings also, because there is no partner in such type of business. He himself have to arrange the capital, he himself have to suffer the losses also. So he has unlimited liability. He is liable for all the debts for all the losses, for all the capital of the company, or whenever he is unable to meet its debts, whenever he is unable to pay the money from those who, from the person to the person whom he have borrowed. So in that case, his personal property, his house, his jewelry, his all the belongings can also be attached in repaying the loan back. So I hope so you have got this point after enough explanation about this point. So last feature is no profit sharing. Just we have discussed just now many times that in case of sole proprietorship, he is entitled to receive all the profits he has earned. There is nobody to share such profits, and he is also entitled to suffer all the losses. There is no person who will just come and just share the losses also. So he, one advantage is there, that there is nobody to share the profits, but also some disadvantage that there is nobody to share the losses also, and he bears the complete risk. So in this type of business, the individual has to suffer, has to bear all the risk pertaining to the business. So we have discussed the 5 features, that is single ownership, one man control, no legal entity. This point and point number third and point number fourth are very important. You need to remember such terms, because these terms will be repeated in your chapter number 6, 7 and 8. So it's very important to remember such terms. And fifth is no profit sharing. So let's proceed to our next topic. So in this video we will be covering only merits of sole proprietorship, and demerits we will be covering in my next video. So let's start. Now the first merit means the advantages. Do not get confused with such words. Merits means advantages. First advantage is easy to start and dissolve. Now what is the meaning of dissolve here? End. Dissolve means end. Now a sole proprietorship business is very much easy to start and also to dissolve. There is no legal formalities, there is no filing of papers with the government. You can purchase a shop, or you can hire a shop, you can purchase the goods, you can keep those goods in your shop, and you can easily sell. So there is no legal formalities or a large amount of expenditure also in setting up a sole proprietorship business. So this business is easy to start and dissolve also. Suppose you want to end that business, you can simply sell the goods, you can simply sell that shop to somebody else. So that business come to dissolve case. So next one is quick decisions. The sole proprietor is completely free to take the decisions and implement them. There is nobody who he need to consult that person. He is free to take all the decisions, whatever decisions he like, he takes them, because there is only just as the owner who himself decide all the matters. There is nobody who he can consult them. So it's very important and very easy feature of the sole proprietorship. Let's come to the point number third, that is independent control. The sole proprietor is the supreme judge of all the matters pertaining to the business. He enjoys complete freedom of action. So independent control is there, because there is no other person who will interfere in his management. He is the supreme judge. He decides what he wants to decide. He can take all the decisions. There is nobody to consult. So there is independency in the management. Complete freedom is there in managing that sole proprietorship business. It's very easy point. So point number fourth is secrecy of affairs. The sole trader is not required to publish his accounts. He is not expected to share his secret with the others. Now just in the case of private company, take for an example a private company, or you can say joint stock company also, they are required to give all the details of the business to the government. But in case of sole proprietorship, they are not expected to give the details to the government. They are not required to tell that how much profit they are earning and how much goods they are selling in a particular day. So there is a secrecy of affairs. Secrecy means whatever dealings they are doing, they can be kept as secret. So they are not required to publish their accounts, and they are not even expected to share the secrets, how much profit they are earning, how much dealings they are doing in a particular day. So I hope so you have got this point. It's very easy. Secrecy of affairs. And last one is personal touch. The sole proprietor can maintain the personal contacts with his customers and employers. He can cater to the requirement of each and every customer. In case of sole proprietorship, it is very easy to maintain the personal relationship with the customers. Why? Because there is only one individual who can interact with the customers. So to make his um, business dealing strong and successful, he can contact the customers, he can create personal contacts, also he can provide various services also to customers, so that his business may flourish for long. So this is an essential feature of sole proprietorship business, that the owner can maintain personal touch with the customers, which may prove very strong point for his business. And he can cater means fulfill all the requirements of each and every customer, because um, there is no confusion among the owners. Only one owner is there, so he can easily manage all the requirements of each and every customer. So I hope so you have got all the topics which I have taught to you, and we have discussed the features, we have discussed the merits and demerits, we will discuss in my next video. So that's all for today. Hope you have got all the topics which I have taught you, and the remaining topics would be covered in my next lecture. So till then, be safe at home, and thank you for watching. Do like and subscribe my channel. Have a nice day.